Number one, that'd be fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you. That's good video right there. Plus, I want to read that Craig Chamberlain interview. Sweet.
So,
It's actually on the Commodore 64 doing this. This is amazing.
yeah, this is a custom program in BASIC that I wrote for this.
So awesome. He's a beauty. What do I owe you, sir?
$10. We'll cover tax this weekend. The receipt printer's a little slow.
So is the Commodore,
1980s technology.
That's part of the love.
That stays.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time, your energy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let's go into the Monroe world.
Hi, everybody. Shane R. Monroe here. I'm at the Vintage Computer Festival. We are here with Compute's Gazette. If you were a Commodore lover back in the day, chances are Run Magazine, Ahoy, and of course Compute Gazette was obviously on your table. These good folks have brought it back from the dead, and we're going to have the whole story right now. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead. Tell us the story of what brought Compute Gazette back from the dead.
So a little over a year ago, I wanted to start basically a computer newsletter. So when I was a kid, I grew up in southern West Virginia, and nobody in the community really even knew what a computer was. But I had a Commodore 64, had no community around me. The closest computer club was about 4 hours away, and I wrote them a letter and said, hey, I would really like to be a part of this, but unfortunately I'm so far away. They added me to their newsletter, so they started sending me a newsletter once a month.
That's so cool.
And that just always stuck with me when I was younger. And then when I got a little older, I inherited a bread bin from my brother and a stack of Compute's Gazette magazines. So it originally started out, I was going to start a newsletter, but then I decided, scope expansion a little bit. Let's start Compute's Gazette magazine. So I started looking into the trademark and discovered that we could get a hold of the trademark, and then we did that, and then it just turned into a full-fledged magazine.
What was that like to actually go through that? I mean, who even owned that at that point in time?
So that took a lot of research to figure out, and come to find out that basically the Compute trademark and copyrights were all sold off to be liquidated, basically. And it was sold to a competitor magazine, and it was basically sold to be shut down.
Oh, okay.
And then, so it turned out that the trademark and the copyrights and everything, it took a lot of investigation to figure it out. But what had happened is the trademark and copyrights were put up as collateral for a loan. And then the bank actually owned the trademark and copyrights. And then the company went out of business. And then the trademarks went back to the original owner, which was no longer in business, so it ended up in limbo, basically.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yep.
So the original copyright holder, you were able to go to them and start this back up, or you just managed to acquire it through Limbo?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. That's crazy. And so are all of these new issues then that we're seeing here?
They are all brand new. So the first thing we were able to get was the trademark, and we filed that through the U.S. Trademark and Copyright Office, or Patent and Trademark Office. And we got that through, and that took about a year. And that basically granted us a license to produce brand new copyrighted material under the Compute Gazette banner.
That's so cool.
But it did not give us any rights to the prior copyrighted material.
I was just going to ask you that.
So we did some more digging and kind of got our hands around the original copyrights, which was basically the same thing over this past few months.
Interesting.
And we were able to file in the U.S. Copyright Office, so now we're a successor in interest to the original copyrights.
So does that mean at some point you could get those archives and resell them?
But yes, I could resell them, but that's not the intention. So
Sure.
we're not interested in reselling the old copyrighted stuff. Basically, what we've done is, I've talked to archive.org, and they've already, and some other folks who have already had archives up online.
Sure.
We want to continue that. So
That's
basically what we did was we reached out and said, hey, thank you for what you've done. Keep doing what you're doing. We've got no interest in issuing takedowns or anything like that. The only thing that we do want is we don't want people, trying to resell the old.
Sure.
But as far as what's available will always be available. We've got no, we don't want to gatekeep that.
And what about, I seem to remember the early Compute Gazettes, or a little bit later on, had cover discs.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys get access to those too?
Yep. We've got.
That's amazing.
Yep. Basically everything under the Compute banner from 1979 forward.
So Compute originally was a multi-tier magazine before they released the Gazette.
Yes.
You're saying you have access to the original Compute?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy. That is a ton of amazing archives.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, and we're looking at some options on some value add stuff. So,
That's
for
amazing.
example, the magazine, I don't know if you remember, but it stopped publication sometime around '94 and went to a disc-only magazine. So
Oh, I did not know it went disc only. That's interesting.
So for a little over a year, it was on a disc only. So the magazine and the Compute Gazette disc and programs and everything was all on one disc. So that's one of the things that we're going to be looking at doing is republishing those disc-only magazines as printed editions.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
Are they suitable for printing?
the content, some of the content will be there, but what my idea is basically to take that original content, put it under the same masthead that was in use at the time, and then kind of figure out what types of advertisements and things like that would have been included, and maybe make like a reproduction of what
That would be
what
so
would have
cool.
existed had it become a print magazine. Throughout
That is amazing. Okay, so now the real question is, I bet somebody else has asked you this. Compute owned Craig Chamberlain's SID player and SID editor.
Mm-hmm.
They actually published it. Do you guys own that now?
That's a good question, and I don't have the answer to that. As far as I'm concerned, that's going to probably, I don't know, I'll have to look into that and see.
I'd be really interested. I mean, if you own Compute, you should own that too.
Maybe.
So I bet he signed all of his rights away when he sold it to Compute originally.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. I mean, SID players, that's a big deal.
Yeah, we did an interview with Craig, I think in our very first issue, we did a.
So do you know him personally?
I don't personally know him, but he agreed to have an interview with us, and that was.
That's in the first issue? That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a really good interview.
I can't wait. I gotta read that now. So tell us about the new, kick my bag under the desk there a little bit. So tell us about the new magazine. It's subscription based, just like the old days, right? And I noticed that these guys are like literally in full color.
Yep.
And that's crazy. It seemed like it'd be very expensive to be able to publish in full color like that.
They are very expensive to produce. And we're not aiming for a ton of profit margin. Our goal with the Compute Gazette revival was really just to make it sustainable. So something that could basically stand on its own, have the community input, and be able to reproduce it every month. And it's, in that sense, it's been successful. So.
And how many issues do you have so far?
So we're working on our 12th issue now. So
amazing.
We've got 11 out the door, and the 12th's in flight.
Are they also available online, or are you traditional print?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's digital and print.
And
So what does a subscription cost?
So
A printed manual.
it's month to month, $9.95 a month, plus $3 shipping and handling in the U.S. So it ends up being $12.95 a month in the United States. We do ship internationally, but international is
Probably a lot more expensive.
it is the.
These are beautiful. They're very well done. And you even managed to capture really the heart and soul of it, which is, I think that's something that's sort of hard to do. When people,
real quick before I start.
honestly, a lot of times when people do revivals and bring things back,
available, or
they try to spin it a little bit or
Yeah.
alter it, and these feel like the old magazines, which I think is really important. And I think folks need to know that. It even looks like the same font.
In a lot of cases, it is. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Beautiful. That's a custom font we use for the typeset. That's exactly the same font that was used in the
You
original.
can tell. You
Yeah.
can tell.
$12.99.
Okay, I'll give you a buy on doing the alternate colored rows, because I don't remember the original magazine doing that.
It did not.
But God bless you for doing it this way, because typing things in
Yep.
with no alternating colors, huge pain. Do you still have MLX in here?
We do. It's not in that issue, but we have a new version of MLX.
That is amazing. So
Yep.
you've really managed to capture and keep everything from the original.
Everything from the original, but better.
That's fantastic.
Like you
honestly.
just pointed out, the alternating colors. It's not exactly the same as it used to be, but where we can make
Quality
small,
of life upgrade.
yes, where we can make
Yeah.
small improvements, but essentially the
cool.
essence is the same.
A neat story. What? Anything else that my viewers need to see or hear about? I mean, obviously the product speaks for itself. It's really cool that you have issues that we can see and hold and touch. What else do we need to know?
So we're always looking for contributors, and this is very much a community project. So I mean, it's really the contributors that really make this what it is, and it's if anybody has any interest in contributing to the magazine, have them reach out, because we can.
Where can they reach you at? Because I will 100% contribute to this magazine.
Sure.
I have a huge wealth and background. I would love to be able to say that I've been part of this. So where can we reach you?
So you can send an email to info@computesgazette.com.
info@computesgazette.com.
Or
Perfect.
you can just search us on Google. We're the very first website that comes up if you search Computes Gazette.
Amazing.
But yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing. And if we ship every month, so you get mailbox candy once a month when you.
Yeah, that's a long lost art.
Yep, it sure is.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for bringing it back and doing it right, which is, again, something that doesn't always happen. Thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. It's a great story. It's a great service you're doing for
Thank
us.
you.
We appreciate that. Thanks so much. Good luck at the show here, and I hope you sell a gajillion copies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.